Check out the best, simple Madden 16 Nano Blitz right now for free. And it's only one adjustment. Any Madden player can use this blitz. The formation that we're breaking down is a new set in Madden 16. It's called Nickel 2-4-5 double AGAP. And the play that we're going to use is Nickel Overload 3. What we're going to need to do is sub in our fastest outside linebacker or defensive end at the right of screen defensive end position. I was going to put Fowler at that spot. Ironically, he's hurt in this game. So we're going to put Telvin Smith there. And the only thing we need to do as the dumb it down base setup, one adjustment, is to crash the defensive line down. To do this, you're going to press LB or L1 and then down on the right stick. It's a 5-man rush. We're either going to get right defensive end B-gap pressure to the defensive lineman, left B-gap pressure, or left outside. Again, we're coming out in the play. All we're doing is crashing the defensive line down. The first time we ran it, we got left B-gap. Second time we ran it, we got right defensive end pressure with Telvin Smith. It's a 4-man overload on the left side. For some reason, the right of screen defensive end comes in because in order for the offensive lineman to block the left side, they shift their line automatically that way, leaving the right end to come in majority of the times. If he doesn't come in, the left side comes in. This blitz works against shotgun, pistol, and under center, as you're seeing in the clip. So up until this point in the video, this was just a one adjustment setup of crashing the defensive line down. Now we're going to show you why sometimes that will not work, and that's when your opponent comes out in a formation with 3 receiving targets on the right side, whether it's a tight end and 2 receivers or 3 receivers. What happens is that right of screen outside linebacker is not in the position that he's supposed to be in. Even though he's in coverage, he needs to be close to the right of screen defensive end in order for this to work. And if they have 3 receivers on the right side, he won't be. He's going to shift off to the slot receiver, and this blitz will not work. So here is this setup. It's going to be a little bit more of adjustments to do, but this is the setup in which this blitz is going to come in every single time if your opponent doesn't block. Same play, and it's going to take 3 adjustments. We're going to base align our coverage, which is going to freeze the defenders in the spots that they should be. No matter what formation our opponent calls, they're going to be in that spot. So we're going to base align, crash the defensive line down, and then take the left blitzing nickelback and move him down close to the left of screen outside linebacker. We could put him right near him. We could put him a little bit farther out. We could even put him over the top of the linebacker. You just want him close and down to the line. What's going to happen is we're either going to get right of screen defensive end heat, just like we did. We're going to either get left B-gap heat, as shown in the first clip of this video, or left outside heat. Either way, it's a 5-man rush, and this blitz will come in no matter what, as long as your opponent doesn't block. But if your opponent tries to slide protect their offensive line, this blitz is still going to come in. I'll show you that in a few seconds, but here I want to optimize the adjustments and coverage by putting that right of screen linebacker that's in a yellow hook zone and put him into a flat zone. That way on the right side, we now have a flat hook and 2 deep blues, and then we're manually playing the free safety over the top. Remember not to control that free safety. Just leave him still until your opponent hikes the ball. Then you can move with him and either play the left middle, the left seams, run down on maybe a drag route, or watch the flats. One final adjustment we like to make, which is not necessary at all, is to pinch the linebackers down. We feel like that stops the run better. It also makes this blitz a little bit more consistent, but it's not something you need to do. So if your opponent doesn't have 3 receivers on the right side, all you have to do is crash the defensive line down. But if they do have a trip set right or anything with multiple guys on the right side, we have to base align the coverage, crash the defensive line down, and then move that left nickel back close to the left of screen outside linebacker. Here now we're going to show you this blitz against slide protection. The offense is in a trips left, no one blocking. We're going to pinch our offensive line down, and for whatever reason, the B-gap blitz to the right side will come in. Should it come in if you pinch the offensive line down? No, but for some reason it does. Now let's go ahead and slide protect the offensive line to the left. In this case, it's pretty random on who comes in free, but someone should come in. In this case, we actually got 2 guys to come in free. The middle linebacker and the left of screen outside linebacker coming A-gap and B-gap against a shifted line left. Now we're going to shift the offensive line to the right. And we got B-gap to the right of screen defensive end. If the right of screen defensive end doesn't come in, then someone on the left side will. All we have left to do is aggressive block. So we're going to aggressive block. When you do that, the tight end and running back blocks. Of course, that's going to block this blitz, so we aggressive blocked and then put them both in coverage, and the blitz came in. If you think your opponent's going to run a play action play, all we have to do is the same setup, but now pass commit your defense. That way, when your opponent runs a play action, they don't fall for the running back. They go directly at the quarterback. The left nickelback should come in free because the left tackle blocks the left outside linebacker. But now, what about when your opponent blocks? Here, we're in a shotgun Y trips. We're blocking the running back left. And the blitz is actually going to come in because the running back in this case went to go block the AGAP. Now, will that happen every time? Of course not. Sometimes he will block him, but I'm just showing you that this blitz can still come in if your opponent blocks. It won't happen every time, but it does happen a good majority of the time. So that was the running back blocking to the left. This is the running back blocking to the right. And now this blitz is even better when the running back's blocking right, because if he blocks to the right side, we have an overload left. So someone should come in free from the left side. Will it happen every time? No. In this case, we got our left DT to come up the AGAP. That usually doesn't happen. I would say in most cases, the left nickelback will slowly loop to the outside and come in free against a right-sided block. This is an amazing play that will win you games if you use it at the right times, but you cannot use it every single down without making the proper adjustments. Why? Because if your opponent blocks, there's no one on the right side blitzing. We could just roll out with the quarterback, take off, run with him, or throw to an open receiver once he gets open. So that's one weakness. Another weakness is it is not great against the run with this setup. And finally, blitzing 5 every single time using the same coverage, you're going to get carved up by a good opponent. But luckily, we have you covered. We broke down this scheme to perfection, mixing up the coverages, having dual-sided heat. You could use any single play. One extra adjustment completely locks up the run. This is actually one of the best run Ds in the game if you know how to use it. And we show you all of these key things on how to use the Nickel 245 DT to its full potential. It's on our website at maddendaily.com. We have a premium membership. It's $7.95 a month. It comes with 3 tips every single week. This week we did 6 tips just because it's the start of Madden 16. But fortunately for the guys that do not want to pay the $7.95 per month right away without looking at the content, we have a week free trial, which you get 7 days of premium access for free. You don't get to see every single tip, but the Nickel 245 complete scheme is up there for free. Link to the free week trial and our premium membership is in the description below. Take your Madden game to the next level and check out maddendaily.com. Later, fellas.